3, 2, 1.
Hey girls!
It's Taylor.
It's Cece.
Shaz.
I'm Courtney.
It's Women's History Month. It's the month of March. So we are going to dedicate this little chit-chat sit-down to women who inspire us from past, present, and who we
It's Taylor.
think you guys should know about.
So we're gonna answer 3 questions. Taylor, what's the questions?
So the questions are: a woman who currently inspires me is. The second question would be: a woman from the past who inspires me is. And I can set an example for a young woman to come by. A woman who currently inspires me, I guess, always has inspired me. Maybe cliche, but it's my mother. In a nutshell, she's resilient. She's been through lots of adversities, raising 2 children about 15 months apart, complete different personalities. She's worked. She's come a long way. Like her resilience, her strength, her ability to show compassion and empathize and sympathize is also important, because a lot of people who go through a lot of things, they become hard. And she was able to successfully raise me and my brother to be good people. That's for me for the question. First question.
A person that currently inspires me, I would have to say, is Serena Williams. And I say that because when I hear Serena Williams, I hear a record-breaking black woman that's always striving to succeed in her craft, which is tennis. No matter how on top or for how long she's on top for, she always continues to do her best and still reach for another gold. And I admire that about her, especially because nowadays the world, when they talk about Serena Williams, say how masculine she is and whatnot, and she embraces who she is in her own body, in her own way, no matter what the world says about her. And I really do admire that about her, her self-confidence in herself, rather it be striving for a gold place, winning, or just being all in that she can be in her own physical body, no matter what no one says about her. So I really do like that about Serena Williams. And she's black too, you know what I'm saying? Black power for the sisters.
So for me, a person who currently inspired me, I have to say, I know everybody says it, is Michelle Obama. She was the first black first lady in the White House, which is a big deal. But I would say not only that, but she wasn't in his shadow. Like, she did things on her own, and she is a lawyer. She has an education. She went to Ivy League school, so it's not that she's just his wife. She did her own thing. She advocated for health for children and education, which is always really good. And no matter what people say, because everybody had stuff to say about her, she never came out of character, or she was always classy in her ways, and she never said anything bad about anyone, and she left the White House with class and poise as usual. So there's always something good to look at.
A woman that inspires me will probably be the same as Taylor's. It'll be my mom. I think my mom has been through a lot in life, and she's learned a lot of lessons that she's passed on to me, and taught me a lot about strength and to just keep going. Like, I don't think she ever imagined her life turning out to be the way it did, even the worst or the good parts about it. But she kept going, and I guess kept focused on what her goal was to raise us, and she did. I'm one of 5, so yeah, and she did it by herself. So I don't know how she did it or how she's doing it. She was raising like my brother's kids and stuff, and she like adopted 2 kids. So I think my mom is is a definition of strength too, and pushing and making little do that she has.
Question 2.
I don't know how far in the past, but I think one of the women that really inspires me is Oprah. I love Oprah. I love her. I like loved Oprah since I was like a baby. Everybody used to straighten my hair. People were like, you have Oprah hair. And I said, what? But I think Oprah has been through a lot, and she like is very self-made. She didn't depend on like people to like push her. She used her education. She used her like integrity and like her personality to get where she is today. And she's a mogul, and she's like just super great. And she's not just stayed like stagnant. She's like made different like hustles and ideas, and like going from starting with like just a radio show or like a TV show to like having your own network, like especially being a black woman, like like to starting with something so small and branching and having so many different things with people, like your opinion just like people like buy stuff because Oprah says it's her top, like that's like bowleristic, like that's gold. But definitely like Oprah, I love Oprah. She's beautiful and she's chocolate and I love it.
So for me, somebody from the past, I would have to say Celia Cruz. Mainly because she is Hispanic, but she is Afro-Hispanic, so she did go through segregation in Cuba. They do have a lot, and she went through a lot of adversity as far as people calling her ugly because she was of darker skin. Her father did not want her to be a singer, and she went and she did it because she had other people to support her. Her aunt, her mom was there for her, and she had a gift and she wanted to do it, and she went for what she wanted to do. And she was open about how she felt about Fidel Castro and his takeover of Cuba, even though when she left Cuba, she wasn't allowed to come back. So I know it was hard for her being here and away from her family, and she couldn't go back home when her mom passed. So, she went through a lot of adversity in that part. And she always, her music was something that people thought of like, oh my God, this dark-skinned person that speaks Spanish, she's doing something big, and they didn't have that in Cuba. So it was like a big, not only for Cuba, but other Latin countries. So she was a big inspiration for me too.
For me, someone in the past that inspires me or inspired me, I'm gonna say is Fannie Lou Hamer. She was from Mississippi. She's a Libra too, like me. And she was, part of the civil rights movement, and she had went through something really tragic that I don't know if people like realize that about her, or even woman she was in the civil rights movement. But she was married. They wanted to have children and stuff. She had a minor surgery in like 19 something, long time ago. And when she was in the hospital, the doctors had secretly and without her consent had sterilized her and tied her tubes together. So 2 years later, when her and her husband tried to, start their family, she realized that she was sterile and it was not of her choice. So, back then that was a way for white America, sorry to say, to try to control, the African American going forward, population going forward. So to go through something so crazy and like heart hurting her and her husband to try to start a family and still be part of the civil rights movement of non-violence, like that's a really strong woman right there, and that inspires me to go through something so hurtful and still be able to be non-violent and still be part of such a big movement that could have been violent. That inspires me to have that type of self-control and use that hurt in something else that's not violent. Like, that really inspires me about her.
For me, the woman from the past who I guess inspires me or has is I would say Sade Adu. I've been listening to her since I was before puberty, you feel me? Nah, but I don't know. I don't know if I've ever identified with her physically. I mean, granted, she's fair skinned, she has freckles, but at the same time, I think it's always just been her music. Because I mean, my I grew up on her, so it was kind of like it was automatic. Like whatever we were going through, it was like we listened to Sade and everything's okay. And it's kind of like I always admire her music because it was simple, and it's like heartfelt. So you can feel everything with all these extra words and all this extra music. It's just I'm really into acoustics, so it's kind of like the music was always like I'm upset, I'm going through something. It's like listen to Sade, that's it. It's just like she used her music, unlike a lot of artists these days. She uses her music to speak about what's going on or be solid ground for people. It's not just like entertainment. Granted, that's what music is for, but at the same time, she understood that she's more than just an artist, or more than a singing artist. So,
Question number 3. I can set an example for women to come by just, I would say, for me personally, just doing what I feel is my goal, like achieving my goals, because I can't speak for everybody on what they want to achieve, but just doing what I want to do can show somebody that you can do whatever you feel like you want to do. If you want to be a writer, if you want to be the president, if you want to do whatever you want to do, you can achieve it, no matter what anybody says about you. And just pretty much educating people on anything, or just one person. If you educate that one person, you can make a difference in their life, and they can transfer that information to somebody else. So just mostly educating.
I can set an example for women to come by, remembering my crown. So I say that a lot, like hashtag remember your crown. You just remember who you are and staying true to yourself. People, a lot of the times I've noticed that over my life, like people are like, oh, I like you, Courtney, because you just seen that. And I don't even notice that I'm being this or that. I'm just like, oh, okay. But like, I feel like staying true to who you are, your vibration in this world, and like not letting other things jade who you are and how you see the world. If you think that the sky is purple, I mean, rock it. Let the sky be purple. I mean, that's your perception of the world, and that's a beautiful thing. Because some people, they just believe. But like remembering your crown, remembering who you are, remembering you started on the path that you started, is always very important in life. Like life will throw you oranges and mangoes and peppers and potatoes, and you gotta make a stew out of that bad boy. You know what I mean? So like, I don't know, just remembering who you are and staying true to yourself, and yeah. So I would teach the girls to remember your crown, stay classy, cute and classy, all right?
I can set an example for women to come by being nice. It may sound simple, but it's nice to be nice. Just smiling or being approachable to someone, because nowadays, like I was on the train today with the mean mug. It's cold outside and whatnot, but this lady just gave me a nice smile, and it kind of like brightened me up a little bit with the rain and all. And like a smile could go a long way for someone. Like you don't know who's going through what, and that smile that you just presented them with can actually make them feel better than they were feeling before you smile. So just being nice and approachable can go a long way for people. And my like being nice nowadays is not happening. Like no one's nice now, especially in New York on the trains, and everyone got their busy and hectic schedules, and like get out my way, I want to see But chill out for a little bit sometimes. Sit back and just enjoy the moment of being around amongst other people. Like I feel like we take one another for granted nowadays, and Lord knows what can happen in the next second. So just being nice, I feel, can help especially these young women, be better women.
It's Taylor. I can set an example for women to come by, I guess, letting them know that some people forget that the world doesn't revolve around them. As in, like, that there's a bigger world out there. There are bigger issues, bigger problems. Not to say that whatever anybody else is going through is not valid. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying as in put in perspective certain things. You're going through what you're going through, but to appreciate the process, or to understand that there are people out there that might need your help, or I don't know, think that you can maybe identify with their struggles, or provide some kind of insight, or provide some kind of compassion. Compassion, empathy, and sympathy are super lacking now. People feel as though nobody cares, and I mean, a lot of people don't care, but I mean, it's a simple fact to say they feel as though their problems are bigger than everyone else's. And I feel like if we can come together and understand that I might be going through one thing, but at the same time, you might share that feeling, and us sympathize, even if I can't feel exactly how you feel, we can identify with the struggle, or we can identify with overcoming that struggle with each other. So kind of understanding the big scope of things, the big picture.
But we just hope that you guys like take these questions not seriously, but think about it. Take a second, like, ooh, what can I do to, inspire younger women to come, as well. Like, especially, us women need to come together. And I know we talked about women hating on women before, but it's real out there. Like, women are really hating on women. And if we as women can come together as one, we can really have a real woman become president, at some point. But we just have to stick together. We're stronger together than we are apart. So if we can come together and bond and feed off one another, like, we can be powerful than we can imagine.
Yeah. Literally, we birthed civilization, so literally, we gotta do this.
Like, we are the world. I can say that. We are creating. We is coming out of us. Like, we have control of that. So, like, why not use it to our advantage? Come together. Like, stop being so judgmental of one another, So, for this Women's History Month of March, if you guys can just, take a minute to sit back and just dwell on the fact that you are powerful. We have more than a month. We have 365 days a year to be a woman. But since this is our month, like, embrace it. Think of women that inspire you. And say thank you to a woman that inspired. Maybe you're not even saying thank you enough to them if they're still here, Just take a minute to sit back and just, think about the stuff that we talked about. And hopefully we inspired you a little bit in whatever way that we have. So if you have any questions, or if you want to answer some of the questions that we asked, down below, share with your friends, your mother, your sister, your grandma, your friend.
All the women in your life.
All the women. This is Women's Month. Enjoy it. Embrace it. We love y'all. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching. Thank you for watching. Remember, I just said thank you. Appreciate you. You all
much
appreciate
love.
it. You all appreciate it.
He's gonna tell them don't drop the dun.
Get that money.
Don't let us make you.
Oh.